What's up, wonderful people of app? Respect to yourself for clicking this video. You are a wonderful soul. Straight out of Africa with lots of love, peace, forgiveness, and honesty as our message to the world. These videos, so good mix of 4 types of videos. Watch till the end, leave your comments and tell us where you're watching from, man. Good vibes till the end. Let's dive in.
This is good. Now, guys, let's talk. This, as I said earlier, is men's parliament. No woman is watching, so I'll be very free to talk to you on some realities on ground. Let women day their day, and we guys, we will day our day. My guy, in these few years I have spent on this terrestrial divide, I have seen how life treats us men. I mean, some of us, not all. Some of us, especially in our old age. I have seen men work, labor, and sweat throughout their youthful lives on their wives, their children, and I have seen how many men, not all, as I said earlier, ended up either out of their carelessness or conspiracy of women and their children who are involved in this equation. Let me start this narrative with one old story I'm sure many of you must have heard. The story of how we men are often unappreciated by our children. A child requested of his dad 10,000 naira. Then the father inquired about the purpose. What do you need the money for? After a thoughtful consideration, the father promised to provide the amount of money the next morning before heading to work. However, the night was very restless for the father because that's all he had with him. Now, he looked at it. As the head of the house, as the father, he has to take care of the children. He was under so much pressure on how he too will survive the rest of the week with the 10,000 naira he has. But as the father, he must meet with his responsibility. In the morning, the father called the child and handed him 9,000 naira, leaving him with only 1,000 naira for him to manage for the rest of the week. The child was displeased, expressed his dissatisfaction. Daddy, I wanted 10,000 naira, you gave me 9,000 naira. And he reluctantly thanked the father, who is left with just 1,000 naira to manage himself from the week. Observing the situation from one corner, the mother called the child, invited him to her room, and provided him with the balance of 1,000 naira. The son became very happy immediately. And he was smiling all over the place. Oh, I have the best mother in the world. I have the best mother in the world. She gave me the money. He did not remember that the father coughed out 9,000 naira. This is how most children treat their father. They don't see their contribution. The son went on the social media. I have the best mother in the world. My mommy, oh, wakbelaye. This is the way they treat fathers. Meanwhile, the father ventured out with only 1,000 naira. The father persevered throughout the day while the son was celebrating his mother on the social media. These are some of the challenges we fathers will go through. This is men's parliament. I hope there's no woman watching us. Now, let me go deeper in this narrative. My guy, as you work hard to train your children and make your wife proud, don't forget to take care of yourself. Don't forget to have something for yourself for your old age. May you not be begging your children to eat in your old age. Remember, women can be jumping from one son's house to another's daughter's house. Not so for men. Men don't do omugo. Can I tell you a truth? You are a stranger in that family you call yours today. That house you struggle to build is not yours. It's for your wife and for your children. Seriously. And I will tell you a story concerning this. A friend sent me this story some time ago. Let me quote him here. My grandfather told me that a married man is like a tractor that builds a road. does it very nicely. But when the road is completed, they bring a low loader and carry the tractor away, claiming it will spoil the road. That tractor is never allowed to step on that road it built. Same is the case for we married men. We deny ourselves, get loans, wear used clothes. You couldn't even eat properly. All because you want to see your children through high schools, through the university. All because you just want your wife to look good. Because we believe that the only gift we can give them is quality education. When they are old enough, the fathers often become dispensable. The attention of most children, not all of them, I mean most children, shift to their mothers. Maybe these mothers are poisoning their mind to tell them that, don't worry about your daddy. I was the one who trained you. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have gone to school. I sold all my trinkets, all my wrappers, all my gold to send you to school. Your father was only interested in alcohol. He was going after all women all over the place. Now, the tractor that built the road is being carried away. You can imagine how some women demonize fathers. Once the child starts working, the father could have retired. When he comes to visit his parents, the poor father is giving maybe 5,000 naira in front of the mother, while the mother pulls the son to the kitchen or to her bedroom and collect maybe 50 times what the father got. And the father doesn't even know what the mother gets. But the mother knows what the father gets. Once the child drives off, the father is told to bring money again to buy sugar for tea, or he will drink a sugarless tea. These are some of the reasons why most men die early. And do you know one of the reasons why this happened to women? Because we do not show that we are the one doing some of this responsibility when we're young. You don't attend. Hold on. I hope there's no woman there. Let me tell you some truth on how we can get this thing done. That the children will know that even you, the father, you have done so much. Attend the PTA meeting. Let the children know that my father to attend the PTA. It's not all about mother. When you go to work in the morning and you're coming back in the evening, buy something, even if it's just a loaf of bread. Buy it and when you get home, give it to your son. Or take it to your mommy. When you buy things there, call your sons on, take it to your mom. You want to pay school fees? Some people will just transfer money to the mother or transfer the money to school. Tell your son, tell your mommy to give me her account number and just transfer the money in the presence of the children to her account number. Let the children know that my daddy has done this. The fact that many of us don't do this thing in the presence of the children makes many children think that it's my mommy. It is my mommy. My mommy buy this clothes for. When it gets to Christmas time, call the children, call the mother. Now, what do we do this Christmas time? Children, what do you need? This one, what do you need? Give your wife the money in the presence of the children. Don't tell them that I told you. When we don't do this, the children always feel fathers are useless. Fathers don't do anything at home. These are some of the secrets I want to share with you. Don't let them know that I told you this. Old age could be very lonely, my brother. Most children don't always see the suffering of we fathers because we don't do some of these things in their presence. Old age could be very lonely and agonizing for men who did not plan for it. May you not become a kind of liability on your children in your old age. May your children not wish you death early when they cannot take care of you again. To live a happy old age, build your own house where you will live in your old age. Build businesses, preferably in properties or agriculture, that will feed you in your old age. That you will not just remain at home a kind of liability, sitting at home 24/7. There must be something, there must be somewhere you go to in your old age. Create conveniences, start learning things that will engage you in your old age. Build friendships and goodwill that will serve you in your old age. Right now, my brother, listen to me. Start to be relevant in your church and community so that you could be reckoned with in your old age. Listen.
You see here we come everybody, women and men.
There's no turn. I genuinely don't know how everyone just all of a sudden just knows, like, it's just common knowledge that babies cannot drink water or else they literally die. Did they tell you that? Like, did everyone know that? Did they tell you at the hospital when you had the baby, like, do not give it water when you get home or it will perish? Or is it just something they taught you in school? Or is it just, like, word of mouth? Like, am I the only one who's just finding this out now? Thank God. Now. Instead of when I, like, gave the baby water, it dies. Look. You have to wait a year? A year. To give a baby the water? At all. You can kind of give it water, like, small amounts if needed. If needed. At 6 months. Like, what do you mean it doesn't need it? What do you mean? At all? Why? Granted, sometimes I feel like I don't know stuff, and it's dumb that I don't know it. Like that the FBI will never call you. Yeah, maybe I should have known that, I guess, before they called, but it's like, I feel like this isn't that crazy of a thing to not know. I'm just like, dude, water. Like, everyone needs it. Conclusion, my thesis is, should I be embarrassed? Did you guys know? Like, guys, like, what? Like, I'm not kidding, guys. It's done. The baby's done. It's deleted. And if it's not, then it's messed up for life. Like, are you sure?
Oh, is that godmother or something?
If the absence of your partner gives you peace, relaxation, and relief, that relationship ended a long time ago.
There's no time delay with your manifestation. When you fully decide that you are going to have something or going to receive something or have received it, doesn't really matter, but you have shifted into that frequency or that reality of you that has it, or reprogrammed your subconscious mind. It's the same thing, by the way, just different terms. It will happen. There is no time delay. You have shifted into the reality where those things have happened or are going to happen. If you pull yourself up, like from a bird's eye view, from a soul view, you will see that it is now on your path. Once you've shifted into the reality of you that has it, it's on your path. Like, you can't miss it. It has to come because it's now on your path. So don't worry about when is it gonna come. It's literally on your path now. It's exactly like placing an order online. You've placed the order, it is en route to you. You don't worry about, oh my God, did the order go through? What if the order didn't go through? What if I'm not gonna receive it? What if it goes to the wrong house? Like, it is coming to your house. It's coming to you. And the sooner that you can accept that it is coming to you, the faster you're gonna get it. Sometimes things are instant, sometimes things come in an hour, in days, in weeks, and maybe even months. It really depends on what kind of package you ordered. For me, I ordered a super big package recently, and it took a few months to receive, but I finally received it. And yeah, I wavered a little bit, but once I fully just let go of it's on my path, I'm gonna get it no matter what, I didn't have a problem with waiting a few months to receive it because it was an extremely large package. And honestly, I wasn't ready for it to show up at my doorstep the very next day because it was a very large thing, and I needed to fully commit that that was something I wanted in my reality. But you guys, there's no time lag. It's an instant shift because once you decide that that you have something or you're going to receive something, you have instantly already shifted to that reality where it's going to happen. That's it. I hope that helps and brings you clarity, because I know back in the day when I was learning about the law of assumption, that part really confused me. And if I knew that it was kind of like placing an order and that I've instantly shifted into the reality where it is going to happen and I don't have to worry about the timing or anything and just accept that it's going to happen, that would have helped me a lot. So I intend that this helps you. Sending you all so much love and light. Make sure you follow me on here and over on my YouTube for more manifestation, reality shifting. It's actually reality shifting, but I just say manifestation for ease of terminology, or reprogramming your subconscious mind. These concepts are all the same thing. I also talk about the basics of reality, of this earth school, connecting into your guides, your higher self, your intuition, the angels, and so much more. So make sure you're following me. Mwah.
There is something or someone you're obsessing over, you need to hear this. This man is Neville Goddard, and he was a cosmic philosopher who told a story that made me believe and start applying the law of assumption in my life, and I saw immediate results. So I'm going to paraphrase that story. The year is 1933. There's a depression. Millions of people are out of work. In the summer months, people were allowed to sleep in the parks. There were thousands of people all over the place, and there were long lines for free coffee and bread. At this time, Neville Goddard was a dancer on Broadway, but because people couldn't pay for the ticket, there were only 5 or 6 shows this year as opposed to the normal 50 or 60 a year. He wasn't working much. He was living in a basement, struggling to pay his bills, much like everyone else. He's spending a lot of time hanging out with his neighbor, Abdullah. One night in October of that year, he mentions to Abdullah that he would like to go back to Barbados. In fact, he's been obsessing over it. He can't stop thinking about it. He was there in 1922. He hadn't been back since. And Abdullah looked at him and said, "You are in Barbados." And he said, "I'm in Barbados." And Abdullah said, "Yes, you're in Barbados." He said, "You're noticing the depression from Barbados. You're seeing all the little homes in Barbados. You're smelling the tropical air of Barbados. And you sleep tonight knowing that you're in Barbados. It's not a matter of opinion, it's a fact." So Neville Goddard's like, "You're crazy, man. Clearly I'm in New York. I see these tall buildings. I hear the sirens. I'm not in Barbados." But he goes home and he sleeps that night in the basement, just assuming he's in Barbados. America is 2,000 miles away. A week later, nothing happens, so he goes back to Abdullah's house and he says, "Hey man, I am still thinking about Barbados." And Abdullah slams the door in his face. He brings this up to Abdullah 3 more times, and each time Abdullah slams the door in his face. Finally, he says, "How can I talk to you about going to Barbados if you're already in Barbados? You're not being faithful to your assumption." So on December 4th of this year, about 2 months after he first mentioned it to Abdullah, there's a letter under his door. The letter's from his oldest brother, Cecile, and he says, "We've never spent Christmas together. I'm enclosing $50 for a shirt, a pair of shoes, and a ticket. I know you don't have a job, so you have no excuse for it to not be here, so I'll see you in Barbados." So Neville rushes to get the ticket, and they say, "We can get you a ticket, but we only have 3rd class available." He's still excited. He rushes to Abdullah's house, and he's like, "I'm going to Barbados, 3rd class." And Abdullah is like wholly unimpressed. He's like, "No, you went to Barbados 1st class." So on December 6th, Neville goes to board and he goes up to the ticket agent and they say, "Oh, well, we have a cancellation and you're actually going 1st class." So he went there 10 days back in 1st class. And in Abdullah's rudeness, he taught him that in order to do something, you need to already have assumed that you're doing it. And so when people come up and they say, "I'd love to be happily married," he said, "You are happily married. Go to sleep with a ring on your finger." People looked at him like he was crazy, but he said, "This is exactly what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be doing everything that you need to do from that state. This is how the law of assumption works. Follow for more."
Here's the simplest dating advice you'll ever need in your life, but most of you won't listen because you guys like to argue and complain about stupid shit that is very easy to understand. That person that has inconsistent communication with you just doesn't like you that much. That person that ghosted you isn't a bad person. They just became uninterested or found someone else. Move on, find someone else to text you. If your partner cheated on you, leave them. And if you don't leave them, which most of you won't because most of you lack standards and self-respect, shut up about it, stop hanging it over their head, and learn how to work through it together. Or else, move on. If a man does not want to pay all your bills and wants to go 50-50, that doesn't make him a bum, that doesn't make him a bad guy, that doesn't make him a little boy. He's still a man, just a man with different interests and goals in life. Go find you someone who will. There's 8 billion people in the world, I promise you can find one. That woman that wants all her bills paid doesn't make her a gold digger, doesn't make her a slut. Just go find you one that could do 50-50 with you. It's very simple. She just doesn't want what you want, and that's okay. You cannot attract the type of person you want if you are also not the person that they want. Get off the couch if you want a gym rat. Open up a fucking book if you want someone who reads books a lot. It's very simple. Men aren't shit, your standards are. You attract what you are, so maybe it's time to do some self-reflection. Most men under 30 don't have their shit together, and that's okay. Stop letting social media fill up your head with these unrealistic standards. This one is gonna ruffle some feathers. Men have it way harder in life than we do, especially when it comes to money. So stop being a 25-year-old woman wondering why this 25-year-old man can't bust his coochie open online for $10,000 a month. It just does not work that way for men. Believe people when they show you who they are, the first time. You do not get to choose or change the way someone decides to love you. You simply sit down, shut up, observe, and decide whether you want to participate in the way that they love or not. At the end of the day, we are all humans who have imperfect designs, so stop trying to find that perfect person. They don't exist, and that thing you hate about them, you probably hate about yourself. Don't take advice from married people or single people. Take advice from happy people. But even that's hard to find sometimes because most people lie to themselves about what actually makes them happy. Stop coming into relationships with a lacking mindset. You have a hard time finding the end-all be-all person because you yourself are not the end-all be-all person. So do some self-work, shut up, get off the internet, and stop fucking complaining.
Oh, that lady has said some very interesting stuff there. What do you think about them? Let's see. No, these animals are very interesting. No, after seeing that he ran away, this old man gave his piece of meat to this young man and he just looks normal. Wow, this is very interesting. But what did this young man do? He gave him all of his food. Wow! You see, sometimes it's good just to love one another and Be caring for one another just as you do for yourself. You see? That way the world can be a very good place. What do you think, you guys? My guy? Share there your comments and hit the like button. It's good to treat people nicely with love and respect. All that. You see? Oh, like this guy is some good vibes guy. And he just around that ready to use the reflection of his car. That's interesting. These good gestures of love, they can really impact the whole world in a positive way. Lots of love to everybody watching up to this fun. Those guys that are sharing good vibes out there, much love to you. You are all loved and wonderful. Huh. Oh. Let's see. It's like this lady here went with this is a friend of hers or just a stranger, and she saw the clothes that lady would have wanted and decided to maybe buy it for her. This is very interesting. You see, this is a good gesture of giving out there. And that is very nice, because when you give, the universe will also reward you. You see, and you shall receive incredibly. Oh, like these animals, the way they interact with us, and it's just so amazing. They are so compassionate to us and loving and all these good vibes, and they are so emotional to us. They just love us wholly without even looking at our flaws, and it's just amazing. You see, it's genuine love, and that's what we should be all about. Treating one another equally and loving each other just the way we love ourselves. You see, that would be so nice. And the universe will treat it generally so good and send peace and unity among those around you. That would be so nice. You see? Oh, like you see now, this is wonderful and sad video, because this is some very good gesture. At the same time is sad because this dog feels for this person emotionally and it understands, and this is very wonderful. Wow, it comes to see them, and wow, I see, I really love it. Much love to everybody out there. Really levitation. Oh, was this possible the way the pyramids were built? Maybe, but this now makes sense, because maybe they could have used this idea to lift those stones. How do you think? Please share your thoughts in the comment section. How, and in other places, some interdimensional being was caught on camera. Or what is that thing? That thing that is glowing there over there. What is that thing? Looks like some sun person. Oh man, probably the most really UFO picture you ever see, taken from an old woman hovering around her home. Oh my god, this old woman saw this. Yeah, she must have been really surprised to take these photos in her old age. You see, this is something that maybe she has never seen since beginning, and she already had stories. Wow! She must have been really surprised. No, you can't believe these photos, so we don't know. Share your thoughts about them. What? Oh my god! No, what is this now? This looks like Earth from a distance. Is this some photo of Google Earth? What? I don't know. What do you call these things? Please, if you know, you can comment. What is this stuff now? This looks like some energy emitting stuff that what? Oh my god, this
Walk over this, he will
looks
try and get it,
so
and she will try to attack him when he goes. Stay. Bitch.
We live in a world of see something, say something. Well, one guy did just that when he saw what he thought was a fire blazing inside an apartment. But as Les Trent reports, when the fire trucks got there, all 5 fire trucks, things weren't exactly what they seemed.
Firefighters responding to a call about a serious blaze inside a Manhattan high-rise. A New Yorker is watching from an apartment down the street, can't believe his eyes. From a distance, he thinks he sees out-of-control flames.
I used my smartphone to zoom in, and it was unmistakably a fire, and I was like, this is an emergency.
This doesn't look good.
I called 911, and within minutes, the streets were echoing with fire engines.
But wait, those aren't real flames. It's the Yule log video, a cozy clip that lots of people watch during Christmas, but not in October. Turns out the video was being played on a big screen TV, which made the illusion of a fire all the more real from that window. But from photographer Kieran Murray's apartment window, this looked like the real deal.
How did you find out that it was a false alarm?
I went down.
It was Allie Lyon's apartment.
It was a rainy Saturday, and I had to work a little bit, so I got my laptop, I made some tea, I put on some candles and the fireplace.
Howdy, neighbor.
Welcome.
Inside Edition brought the neighbors together.
So this is where the fire happens. I was having a cup of tea.
Oh,
at my
nice.
window.
I was having a cup of tea here.
Yeah.
She showed him how she selected the fire on the TV app.
This is the one that was on.
That's the one that caused the false alarm.
The one thing she's learned?
I really do need to get curtains now.
Rather than seeing flames in the window, Allie can now wave at her new friend, and he can wave right back from his kitchen window.
That's just cut up bamboo being moved down a hill. You can see the logs lined up on the bottom. They do that so it can slide right on. It's easier than carrying it down. As for the sound, it was added for ridiculous dramatic effect. Hope that helps.
Expectation actually limits your ability to attract what is truly most reflective of your highest passion. In the negative way that you typically mean it on your planet. Let me give you an example, if I may. Many of you use visualization as a tool to imagine, to visualize what to you represents the absolute ideal reality, the ideal circumstance, the ideal experience. And that's all well and good. The idea, however, is that many of you get stuck in the visualization, in the image, in insisting that that image has to be the best possible representation of that idea, of that reality. And it isn't always so. The idea of the visualization is to put you in the proper energy state. Because when you have the visualization of what you consider to be your ideal scenario, ideal reality, you get excited about it. It's the excitement that's important, not the image. The image is just there as a symbol to kickstart, as you say, that excitement, that state of being. Then, when you're in that state of being, let the image go, let the visualization go, because at that point, it's only holding you back. Because your physical mind is not designed to be able to actually imagine how something is going to manifest. It's only capable of experiencing what has manifested. Only the higher mind knows how something's going to happen. Physical mind is not capable of knowing that, not designed to know that. It's not its job to know that. Its job is to experience what is happening. Therefore, the idea is that when you create with the physical mind, with your imagination, the idea of a visualization of an image that's symbolically representative of the ideal reality or scenario, you feel excited. Let that excitement continue. Generate it, amplify it, stay in it, immerse yourself in it. Then let the image go. Because what to the physical mind may seem to be the ceiling, to the higher mind is just the floor. And the higher mind is capable of actually bringing you something far greater than the physical mind imagined that will actually be truly representative of the energy state. You follow?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yes.
Because I have been doing a lot of visualization.
There you go.
So, okay. Thank you.
Visualization, paradoxically, is to create an energy state and actually let the visual go in order to allow higher mind to bring you the manifestation that is actually truly representative of the energy state. Now, sometimes it might be similar or coincide with what you actually saw for a variety of reasons we will not go into right now. But that doesn't really matter. It's really just for the point of allowing you to experience the energy state so that the higher mind can give you what is actually representative of that energy state if you will not insist on a particular image with the physical mind. Make sense?
It sure does.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The idea of prayer is simply an attitude of gratitude in the present tense. In other words, you are in a state of being grateful for your existence and grateful for what you have. And when I say what you have, what I'm actually saying is every single thing that is truly important for you to manifest in your life already exists. You already have it. You just don't know you have it because you can't see it because you're not in the right frequency to allow it to become visible to you. So prayer is being in the attitude, the energy state of gratitude that you already have what it is you're wishing for, knowing that you have it, knowing it will manifest exactly when it needs to, where it needs to, and thus by being in that energy state, you're aligning with what you might euphemistically call the unconditional support and unconditional love of creation, which is so unconditionally supportive and so unconditionally loving, it will even allow you to believe you are not unconditionally loved. That's how unconditionally loved you are. It'll allow you to decide what's true for you because you are a unique experience and it wants to experience itself through your unique eyes. So being yourself as fully as you can is up to you. And prayer just puts you in the state where you're more aligned with the idea of that unconditional love that allows you to recognize that it's okay to be who you truly are. Prayer is not about asking for something you don't have. Prayer is an attitude of gratitude for what already is, and thus being in alignment with it so it becomes visible to you. The greatest gift you have been given by creation, and I know this will sound funny to your ears, is that life is meaningless. What that means is you decide what things mean, and the meaning you give to something, no matter what the situation is what absolutely and utterly determines the effect that that situation has in your life, because that situation does not come with meaning built in automatically, although it may seem sometimes to be so. Because you're so automatically and unconsciously supplying a meaning to a circumstance, to a situation, that you think it just automatically must mean this, when in fact you have supplied the meaning unconsciously and thus gotten a reflection back of the fact that you have supplied that meaning, and the reflection comes bouncing back so fast that you think it's actually inherent in the situation, when in fact it's nothing but a reflection back to you.
What? Oh my
So
god.
a lot of you here will remember my infamous haunted staircase and the... Oh my gosh. Sorry, I was just about to talk to you guys about something and I feel like I shouldn't delete this because... Right, what I was going to say was a lot of you will remember my stairs because there was a lot of spiritual activity in this house. And my 4-year-old daughter, for those of you who have not followed my story, she was 3 at the time, was chatting to someone on the stairs. I'm sorry. This was a cut on my nose from a few days ago that had healed and it suddenly opened up and started bleeding the second that I started doing this video. You think I'd set this up? This is exactly like the nosebleed on live situation. Give me a minute. I'm not going to edit this video. It's better that I be honest with you. 1 second. Sorry guys, I pretty much managed to make it stop. It was basically a little cut from a few days ago that I've not touched for ages, and it was just like an obvious red dot. Suddenly as I sit on the stairs and talk about the activity that's been in the house, it opens up and just starts pouring with blood. For those of you who do not know and have not followed my story, my 3-year-old saw a spirit on the stairs, and it led to me doing a series of investigations personally into the history of my house, who had lived here previously, and if anyone had passed away here. This is not a green screen. I am actually sat on these stairs right now. Now, a very famous ghost investigation team called GTI Investigations. It's Dan Sprague and Adam Oakley. I'm sure you know these guys, are amazing. They normally look around large haunted venues around, well, the world pretty much. And they made a special trip out to my house because that many people have requested that they come and find out for me and for my family's sake what was here and what was inhabiting my home spiritually. We found a lot, okay? It was extremely, extremely eye-opening. And I was already a relatively well-known TikToker, but this made a lot of my videos go insanely viral. We're talking 1 to 17 million views because it was just shocking. If it hadn't have been happening to me and I came across this video, it would have intrigued me as well. I found a lot out, and if you have not seen my videos, just type in on TikTok, Beth's Haunted House, Beth's Haunted Stairs, you'll see a lot. Anyway, I'm coming at you, excuse me, I can't really speak right now. I'm coming at you all with some news. Oh, and before I tell you, I must add, again, to those of you who didn't watch, when the boys from GTI Investigations came to my home, we did a live, and there was like 20, 30,000 people viewing. At the end of the live, and those people viewing will back me up here, on my account, I switched over and went live, and all of a sudden, in the middle of me explaining how I felt about what had happened, my nose started pouring with thick red blood. I freaked out, I was crying, and it wasn't just strange for me to get a nosebleed in that moment for like any person getting a nosebleed in that moment. It was much more strange and scary for me because I've never ever experienced a nosebleed in my entire life. I'm that friend who always says to my friends, what does it feel like? Is it warm? Does it feel like your nose is running? I've always been very intrigued about what a nosebleed felt like because to me, I've never had one. When I was 4 years old, I went bowling with my dad and I was stood behind him and he smacked a bowling ball into my face, popped my nose, and I've got a bent septum, which means that there's something wrong up inside my nose now, in which case I can't actually get nosebleeds. Post paranormal investigation, my nose just starts pouring. And I'll tell you guys as well, I was 31 when we had the investigation. 31 years of my life, I'd never ever had a nosebleed. It's been, 6 months since the investigation, and I've not had one since. Apart from this just now that started happening, which was a little bit strange. Anyway, the news that I'm coming at you guys with is this. And I hope that all of my followers that stuck with me through the ghost investigation and have stuck with me since, to be honest, because you're the most loyal, I hope that you will enjoy this. This here, Unexplained Caught on Camera, is a very, very famous TV series on the Discovery Channel. And it's where they get people from across the world who have gone through things that just can't be explained to appear on their TV show so that they can share their experience and what's happened with the world. I was gutted I couldn't tell you guys, but a few months ago, they actually approached me because they were so intrigued by my story and could see that it was absolutely 100% real and I did not lie about any of it. They came to my house and did an entire day of filming to find out my side of the story in person, to film around my house, to get basically inside footage for themselves. And they'll be showing a lot of stuff that happened on TikTok and during the live too. So I'm really excited to be able to share this with you guys. And it is going to be aired on the Discovery Channel live in December. However, on the 24th of November, you'll be able to catch all of the episodes online, Discovery. And my episode is episode 5. It's series 4, Unexplained, Caught on Camera, and I am on episode 5. And I really, really am excited to share this with you all. In case anyone's wondering about whether or not I've experienced anything, I mean, I'm looking right now behind myself, like expecting to see something. There's not been very much activity because I thoroughly blessed the house, said a lot of prayers, angel prayers, religious prayers, whatever, because I didn't want anything in my home with my daughter living here. Recently, she's been a bit out of sorts, and a lot of you have suggested that it could potentially be due to spirits back in her room. I don't personally believe it is, and you know me, I don't lie about these things. I could tell you, yeah, they're back, and I could have you believe that, do a series of videos to get you hooked, but I'm not going to do that because I truly don't believe that it's that. It feels like a happy, healthy home now. But I will, of course, keep you updated, and please, 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 if you're not already following me, give me a follow, support me on my journey, give me a message if you need to. I'd love to be able to help if anyone's experiencing the same. I love you all.
Alright, I'm about to spill the fucking beans. Like, that was so corny. But I'm gonna teach you how to make your manifestation come as fast as possible. Because once again, y'all be doing too much when it was never that deep. So first things first is setting your intention. So whatever you want, you can speak it out loud, you can write it down, you can just fucking think about it. Whatever you want, put it out into the universe. And then guess what I want you to do? Forget about it. I want you to go on with your life as if nothing fucking happened. During this time that you were waiting for your manifestation to come, I want you to work on self-concept. I've made tons of videos about that, so if you want to go watch those. Where's, like, I don't know where the thing is. Look at my page. And that shit will come so fucking fast, your head will be spinning. That's simply all manifestation is. It's so fucking easy, and a lot of people just make it out to be some overwhelming, stressful, anxiety-inducing ass shit when it's not. I've manifested physical appearance changes, weight loss, cars, monies, SPs, crushes, exes, everything under the fucking sun. I've already manifested it just by using that, I guess you could call it, method. Literally just all you gotta do is think about it, and forget about it. Like, that's literally it. And if the thought of your manifestation does come up, then redirect your thoughts into thoughts that you would have if you already had that thing. So say I was manifesting a new car. I'd be minding my own business and the thought of a car would come up, and I'd just be like, wow, like, I'm so glad that I have this, like, nice ass car, and, like, I drove it to the gym this morning and people were complimenting it. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. So try this out, see how it works for you guys. If you have any questions, go ahead and comment it down below. I want to be a YouTuber so bad, because why'd I say down below? Anyways, keep persisting, happy manifesting, love you guys.